start the interview shit?
Yo, that's a good idea, yo. Yo, I'm here. Yo, it's King Todd. Return of the Villains. We're doing villainography. And right now I'm chilling with the Flamingos. Feel me?
What's going on?
We must be over the rainbow.
Here with the Flamingos. You know, energy is crazy, creativity crazy, lyrics crazy, crew togetherness, cohesiveness crazy.
We all crazy.
It's just crazy
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy out
Shit.
here.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted y'all to have a, conversation with them with their new EP that's coming out, Cyclical, you know what I'm saying? And just touch bases and see what that's all about. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for letting me come through, you know what I mean?
Wow, we appreciate
Doing it
it.
like that. Just started off like, what is cyclical?
Well, I think that cyclical to me, man, it's just like, it's kind of been this recurring thing just in my life, where it's just like operating on cycles and like falling into habits and like thinking about conditioning and shit. And so stuff like that. So I don't know, that was kind of a major theme in terms of writing the lyrics for me in this album. And kind of just like the whole, I don't know, thinking about it almost through like a Buddhist lens too, with like karma and just like, I don't know, that's kind of where it's at for me, the whole meaning, but it's probably a lot different for him.
To me, cyclical has just meant, it's been a lot of cycles that I've just recognized in life and in society, and a lot of habits that people have built over time, and there's some good ones and there's some bad ones. And I think what we're doing right now, making music with our friends that we've made organically is a good habit. It's a good cycle that we're creating that I hope lasts a long time. But there's other cycles I see, like we talked about the other day, like how many girls nowadays, young girls, are anorexic, and how many people are cutting their wrists and shit like that. It's just, there's these really fucked up cycles and habits that are being just accepted as normal and just like okay. And I don't know, this EP has kind of just been my way of being like, fuck that shit. I'm not down for a lot of people's cycles. I'm down for the cycles that I want to make for myself. But overall, I just think society is a bunch of cycles.
What's some of the influences that you've seen that contributed to the Cyclical album?
Personally,
Blue and Exile,
yeah.
People on the Stairs, Zed's Dead.
A lot of Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
A lot of A$AP Rocky. A lot of Stone Throw Records people. MF Doom, Quasimodo.
Flying Lotus.
A lot of Flying Lotus.
Some Grizz, some Grammatic, a whole bunch of weird shit.
Some Iron and Wine. Some fucking
Teddy
Sublime.
Pendergrass.
Yeah.
Fucking Al Green.
Slightly
all
Stupid.
of it. Everything.
Yes.
Beethoven.
I've been bumping Beethoven.
When I sleep
Personally,
and
I
shit. Sometimes when I'm going to sleep. Shit like that.
That's real. Shit is real.
How do you say how I feel?
I mean, we all just listen to. Everybody in the Flamingos listens to very different types of music, and that's why we can come together and do what we do. Because if we didn't, we would not connect on the level that we do. There's a concentration of hip hop heads in us, but it goes way beyond hip hop.
Yeah.
For all of
That's
us.
the thing. Some people don't know that, but it's like, the Flamingos runs a lot deeper than just like, a couple people or like 3 or 4 people. It's like a giant crew that we kind of like roll with. Like upwards of 15, probably like mobbing summertime. But a lot of people are off at school doing this and that. But it's consisted of like visual artists and like producers, MCs, and like instrumentalists, like all that shit. But we started as just like a really tight group of friends. Like we were kicking it long before we were making music together, you know. And so our influences have all been similar, but they've all been all over the fucking place.
And
Which
they've
is
been
like,
each other a lot.
yeah,
A lot.
that's true.
I mean, I was influenced by Carson Dunn and Ian Cater to
Yeah.
even start trying to rap on shit. Like, come on, man. I used to think that was such a joke. Like,
Yeah.
but
I would have never started rapping if it weren't for Carson, probably. Whipping up beats in Flamingo Land 1.0.
yeah, that's some real shit though. My
Yeah.
prime most major influence is my crew, my friends.
Real shit.
Yeah, real shit.
What was the question?
Yo, what's the relationship between this EP and the Flamingos, the group? Because I know it's more than one of y'all. It's more than just y'all too. So
well, this is being released under Flamingo Land Music, so it's definitely Flamingo related. It's just a small baby of the whole Flamingo movement or whatever, but it came about really organically between me and Steven. We just decided, since everybody else was really busy with a bunch of shit, that we were just gonna get together and work on some music, and from that, the decision that we could just make a little EP was pretty, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, it was, everyone kind of had their own thing going on with, like, school and work and just, like, this and that, just staying busy. So, you know, we didn't get a chance to make as much music together as, like, a whole as we kind of wanted to originally. But, you know, this past semester, we've kind of had the chance to really just start kicking it, like, more frequently. And just, I'm always working on shit over here, and he just kind of started flowing over one of these beats one day. And, 3 months later, here we are with Cyclical.
I mean, everything with the Flamingos usually comes just super organically. I mean, you can go back to how we met each other. It was just, we're a group of people that didn't decide we're going to come together and make music. It was, we're going to come together and smoke weed and go to parties together and chill at school all the time and listen to good music.
Good hip hop.
And spread our music to each other all the time that we listened to. And from that came, you know, making music together. But I met Ian Cato because he had a Bob Marley pin on his backpack when I was a freshman, and I was like, clearly this kid knows what's up. Clearly.
I met Carson Dunn at Lollapalooza summer before my freshman year of high school, and I was going to like an STS9 show, and they were playing at the main stage or whatever, and it's like 4 in the afternoon, and I got there a little bit early to try and get a good spot, and I just like smelled a little bit of bud, so I like looked over to my right, and it's like Carson Dunn, who I'd seen around, but had never talked to, and since then we've pretty much been best friends. Just like all of us it all just kind of fell into place. Like a couple of us kind of started kicking it, and then like once we all started kicking it, like it was just from there on out. Like
crewing
4 years later, like always chilling.
Always mobbing everywhere.
And from that, like, you know, Carson is definitely the farthest along in terms of like his experience with production, because he started working with GarageBand, like messing around with stuff like super experimental, really dope shit. But GarageBand, he knew that inside and out. And then, you know, we got Ableton like a year ago, like about a year, 2 months ago, or something like that. So since then, it's been like, this has been a serious thing, and it's been kind of like the crew's devotion. But you know, before that, it was just kicking it, having a good time.
Yeah, we still kick it and have a good time, but
we never fuck it.
We never have a good time anymore. Never.
It's all about music, hardcore music.
Grinding.
And fucking bitches.
What has the experience been doing this EP? You know what I'm saying?
This process has been extremely fluid for me, at least. I mean, I can't speak for him, but I mean, I'm constantly working on new beats and like, you know, this and that, like kind of experimenting with like different kind of noises and kind of like genres and whatnot. And like, it's like we were kicking it one day, and like I said, you know, he just started flowing over this like really weird, what ended up being like the title track actually, Cyclical, just started flowing over that, and I just like loved the way that it sounded. So I don't know, I think that experience in itself kind of sums up the whole experience for me, but that's just me.
It's been a new experience for me, because I'm used to coming in, writing some shit, probably recording it that day or the next day, and that's it, and that song's done. But me, Steve and I have really been grinding this out, like, bouncing down the track 18 times just to listen to it in the car to make sure it's exactly how we want it, and going back and changing shit, re-recording shit, recording it in different houses, different like fucking rooms and shit. We've been
See, this is my
putting a lot
first.
into
This
it.
is my first time doing this. You gotta understand. Like Carson Dunn, like we were talking about earlier, he's kind of been the main, like, driving force in production because he's just had the most experience, and I've contributed like this and that. Like Shine, the first Shine on Welcome to Flamingo Land, the first album we released back in September. That was one beat that was like pretty much just me, which is actually why I picked it to remix for this, like with Shine 2.0. But I don't know, in terms of sort of what obstacles I've had to kind of hit full on, it's been like mastering and like recording and like all that shit has just been me for the most part. Like I can't think of, it's been me, I guess, 100%. It's just been weird, it's been hard. But I don't know, it's just in terms of talking about the whole cyclical thing, it's just like a growing thing for me. Like music has always been a huge part of my life. It's just like how I've always operated, and so it's just like a necessary part of a cycle. It's just like growing. I don't know.
That's probably something that everybody want to know. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's Flamingo? What do that mean?
Shit, man. The Flamingo's name goes pretty far back. It actually goes back farther than my relation with the group, which is like Alex Rudd and Carson and Ian. Like Carson Dunn, Ian Cato. They were all on like the senior trip at Disneyland, right? And they stayed up. They had a crazy night. Stayed up till like 6:30, 7 in the morning. They were just like chilling out, smoking cigarettes like on this balcony. And they were staying at this resort, and there was just like a ton of flamingos. And at that moment in time, like for whatever reason, that was just like really fucking meaningful and like impactful for them. And so, that was kind of like the first sort of like recurring time that it popped up for them. And then like when I joined the group, I don't think we'd called ourselves the Flamingos yet, but we kind of had this pastime of rolling around at like 3 in the morning around the greater Nashville area and just like punking any yard flamingo we could find. Just like
if you're missing a flamingo, man.
If you're missing a flamingo, that wasn't us. I might know who did it. I didn't do shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but that's kind of, those two things worked in conjunction for calling us the Flamingos. And also, I think that, on like some Florida shit, like what a flamingo represents, like as a symbol, is just like relaxation and like good times and like good vibes, good people, like positive mindsets. That's what I'm saying. When you think of flamingos, like for me, it's like
a penguin.
I don't know. It's like Will Henry said it best. It's a fucking state of being. That's kind of what it is now.
It's how we live. It's it's not just who we are, but it's like what we're made of. Really, that's what it's become. Yeah.
We must be over the rainbow.